If you want to be my friend, you better go get a pen.
You better get up.
Because you're in
Baby,
studio with Daniel Kirk.
I could get
Rory, Scovel. That's right, folks. You're listening to Pen Pals. It's 84 degrees outside. There's a little bit of traffic on the 405. I'm just kidding. There's a shit ton, and there always is. Folks, today is a very special day.
It is?
No, but doesn't that get you excited? Doesn't that kind of get you
not with the no part.
It is. It's a special day. Today is going to be so much fun. We've got Daniel Van Kirk here today. That's like fun. Radio voice is fun.
Did you do radio or local news on your tour so far?
Radio? No.
None.
Oh, I've done some radio. Call in. Yeah.
When you call in, how many days in advance? Or
some of these were like, you know what they do now is it's all like, it's not calling in live anymore.
Oh,
it's
right.
always
it's a
like,
pre-tape.
like,
so that they can take a 15-minute break in their morning show.
So they're like, so Daniel will just get going, but thanks for being here. You're like, yeah, thanks for having me. And you think they're about to bring you in. They go, folks, tonight at Cobb's Comedy Club, it's going to be one of the most fun things. We've got Daniel Van Kirk here. And Daniel, tonight, what time are the shows tonight? And you're like, that's in a week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not live. And then they can, honestly, kind of keep reusing it if they want.
When they take the break.
I don't know if people know that. Just normal people know that Daniel and I, that's like kind of fading out. But a part of this job was you go and do sometimes local news stations.
Dude, AM
You're
Northwest,
there.
AM Northwest in Portland is like, I will always do theirs. They're just fun, and I really like them. And they've been so supportive.
But that's like Helen, in and not radio. That's
Steve,
like TV, morning news TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like their own little
morning show.
Yeah, but it's, the bad stuff gets replaced with there's a pet adoption this weekend and
of course
local cooking and still the weather, which is my favorite form of the news.
It's kind of what you want. It's still very like community based.
Yes.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
When does this drop, Lissa Rubin?
Mid-October.
Ooh, what are you going to be for Halloween?
I thought she said May to October, and I go, we got a wide berth of when this might actually hit the airwaves, folks.
What are you going to be for Halloween?
Do you want to know?
Of course.
We're going to be...
Oh, it's a group. You're sticking with it?
What?
Like a group thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to be Scooby Doo. I'm going to be Shaggy. Elliot wants to be Scooby Doo.
Perfect.
And Jordan is going to be not Daphne.
Velma. And Charlie's going to be Scrappy.
And Charlie should be Scrappy. Did you... because of Elliot... We've watched every iteration of Scooby Doo possible. She's watched every version, and she's watched them numerous times. But I gotta say, the Scrappy ones, when they were like, hey, fuck the rest of the cast. We got Scrappy and Scooby. They're like not fun.
Yeah, you
missed
that dynamic.
It's like they weirdly were just like, hey, this is a hit show. Let's now recast it where just this other dog who hasn't been here the whole time is now kind of the lead. Like, it's the weirdest choice. Anyways, that's what it's...
Did she like those episodes?
She's not that into them. I don't even know if she actually completed those versions of the show. There was a time when they were like, let's get rid of everybody but Shaggy, Scooby, and Scrappy.
He's kind of New Yorker, right?
Yeah.
Well,
he's his cousin or his nephew. He's his nephew. He's like, Uncle Scooby. Yeah. Come on, Uncle Scooby, let's fight him. Like, he's just... And everyone's like, calm down, dude. It's like they were like, let's have one version, like one character be on Coke.
Have you, or has she seen the Hanna-Barbera, wacky races?
I don't know if we've gotten to the wacky races, but that's actually a great pool.
Races.
I think we tried. We also tried with Willow.
Now,
we got to go back and try to watch Willow again.
Can I dress up as an old man who comes over to your house and is, telling you that there's something wrong with the foundation and you guys have to move because I've also found a ghost, and then you guys uncover that it's me and I would have gotten away with it?
Yeah. But here, we'd have to set it up where you'd have to come to our house before we left. You'd have to be in character.
Yeah, of course.
Like with a thing on.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to time it out so that when we got back from Candy, we're like, why is the gate open? We go back there and we're like, Daniel, and I would have gotten away with it. Have fake cops arrest you. That would be a lot of fun.
Do it.
that is such a commitment of you going, and let me just throw my night away to kind of sit here and wait for you guys to be back.
I don't get trick-or-treaters. Halloween has skyrocketed for me in terms of priority of holidays that I love.
Then why? I mean, if you're the same way, you guys should be in our neighborhood. Our neighborhood on Halloween night is like the neighborhood. It's like where people go insane. It's so many fucking people that you're just like in the streets, and cars are like, I don't even try to go anywhere in here. And like my buddy Johnny got a DJ. Like there was just music in the street and lights. People are just like dancing. It's like a party.
That's what Rochelle's like.
It's
Rochelle
a party.
Is insane.
Yeah. You should come to our neighborhood.
What I'm going to be last year I went with like this old sea.
Oh wait, that's already there.
Last
I thought you didn't start it. I was like, oh, we're just gabbing.
We're just gabbing. Last year I went with an old sea captain, so we'll see what I'll do this year.
We'll see.
I don't know. I have no idea.
But you were a sea captain. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back after these messages. Let's go to the letters.
Hey,
folks.
Hey, coming out of that break before you read that letter, I don't know if people know this, but you have the opportunity to get ad-free episodes.
You do have an
through
opportunity.
Apple Music.
Our
Network, the great people at Big Money Players, Will Ferrell, and iHeart have set it up where you have that option. Only instead of paying to just get ad-free episodes for us, you get ad-free episodes to every episode
Big Money
on
Players.
the network. Yes.
All Big Money Players shows.
If you want to do it, I think it's only $5 a month. The great thing for us, we would have probably raised our prices if we did it ourselves, and it would have been just our show, and it's more work.
Yeah.
They're doing it. You get it over there. Patreon still has everything you love for just $5.
Yeah.
If you don't care about ads, you're golden.
Yeah.
Also, if you love us,
You wouldn't leave.
go ahead and leave us a review on iTunes.
Yeah.
It really helps.
Rate,
Downloading the show
review.
every week really helps. Do things like that
Yeah.
to show your love.
Grow
for the show.
# grow the show. Rate, review, subscribe.
We
Get
haven't had
on
a
there and
hashtag-
just
we
leave
haven't
a
had
review.
in a while.
We haven't had a hashtag in a while. Shanley's pissed.
Hashtag not in a while.
Hashtag not in a while. Hashtag no hashtag. This was handed to me in Calgary, Alberta,
you
Canada.
remember.
I was just there. Dear Brandon and Steven, I'll let you two decide which one of you is more of a Brandon and which one of you is has more of a Steven vibe.
Well, Bran and Daniel, Braniel, and Scovel and Steven.
Okay.
But you have an S in your name. I don't have an S. You got to take Steven.
Okay. I just don't know if I'm a Steven.
Which one, honestly, let's forget about the order. Would you be more of a Brandon
I think
or
so.
a Steven?
I think I'm more of a Brandon.
I think you are absolute. Wait, do you each get a name?
No,
you have
I'm
to
saying
get
I think
one
we're
of them?
both Brandons.
Are we Brandons? He's a
Brandon,
Steven.
Steven.
I'm a Steven.
I see you as a Steven.
Steven just feels so proper and mature and formal.
Well, you'd go by Steve.
Oh, now Stevie.
Stevie.
Ugh.
Is Bran the short for Brandon?
Yeah.
Brando.
Marlon.
That's a longer.
Let's go, Brandon. Know what I mean? Let's go, Brandon.
We don't even want to.
Let's go, Brandon.
You know. They gave up.
Think
on
how
that.
many dads are just like ready to leave for school and they're like, let's go, Brandon. Does that count as not liking Biden? Talk about the most dumbest, immature. It means fuck Joe Biden, but instead it says let's go Brandon. And anyway,
like I obviously like disagree with lock her up, but you don't hear me coming down on lock her up. Lock her up's a fine chant. It works.
And also, I don't give a fuck.
But what I'm saying is, I don't call it dumb. Let's
know.
go Brandon is dumb.
It's dumb. It's also, it seems like cowardly. Like, just say what you want to say.
Say it.
Just say it.
Okay, you say it.
I just turned 27 recently, which got me thinking about 30, which got me thinking about the whole process of aging and wondering how I'm going to age. Will I look good, feel good, etc.? I'd like to think I'm not I'd like to think I'm not someone who would care too much about my looks, as it feels a little vain, but sometimes I can't help but look in the mirror and think, God, I hope I look like a fox when I'm 70. What are your opinions on aging? Do you care about how you'll age or if you'll look good, or are you just going to be the type of person that's just going to let it all grow and hang out and not care? Would you rather look like you're 20 your whole life, right up until you're 60. Then on your 60th birthday, you age super dramatically. Or would you rather look like you're 50 your whole life, so you'll look 50 in your teens and 20s, but also your 80s? Your good friend from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Anton Matushin. P.S. Unrelated, but do you have any weird food recipes that only you think are good? I have one. Mashed eggs. See recipe attached to this letter. P.P.S. Rory, you were amazing at the Laugh Shop. I love it when they do that because they brought this letter to the show and they just assumed I'd be amazing.
That is nice.
Maybe they added it later. Who knows? P.P.P.S. Daniel, please come to Calgary.
I'd love to.
And then here I have a recipe for mashed eggs. Would you like that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we'll probably never get to the rest of the letter.
Haters call it egg soup. I call it delicious. 1, soft boil some eggs. 2, peel eggs and put them in a bowl. 3, mash the soft boiled eggs with a fork. 4, sprinkle salt and pepper or chives if you're fancy. I am not. And mix. 5, serve with a croissant, toast, bagel, or on their own. Happy mashing, gents. Egg Rory, Egg Daniel. Aww. When really it's more of a Brandon and a Steven, I think. Now I'm convinced. Bling, 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 let's hit that would you rather. I'm going to go it's 50 easy. My whole life.
100%.
Sergeant.
That's easy. But
same for you? 50 your whole
yeah.
life? Easy one, right?
I assume that
50s, that's hot.
I assume
think so too. 50s should be
that 50 your whole life is also your health.
Yeah.
That's what I'm imbibing.
Oh, so you're
well,
you're,
like,
so you don't get to have 20-year-old health.
I'd rather look 80 if I have health rather than look 50 if I'm not healthy.
Interesting.
But as a person, this is vulnerable. As a person who feels that they're more attractive now than they were through their 20s and most of their 30s.
Do you want to know why that is?
Because my ears and nose keep growing. I don't even know the order.
Yeah.
Okay. That might not make sense till weeks from now or weeks ago. But anyway.
It's because you are now at an age where you are taking accountability and educating yourself on what is actually supposed to be going into your body and how are you supposed to be physically treating yourself and what is important your
Rory,
whole life.
I could
You've
show
not been
you
doing
a
those
picture
things.
And you'd go, that dude works at a truck stop, and that is not you.
Wait, now?
No, when I was 20.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah,
You said you think you look better now than then. I said because now you have educated yourself on what you should be putting into your body. You didn't used to do that.
You just mean I'm slimmer?
Yes, you're healthier. You're not eating and drinking what you used to. And all that shit was so bad for you. It's not like we're all perfect.
But you say that you looked so good when you were 18.
I think I probably look better now. I think I maybe had a youthful look, but I think I actually look healthier now. I think if someone looked at me and go, oh, this looks like someone who's actually taking care of themselves.
But did you look like a baby?
At 18, you get the added benefit of just having sort of natural, I played soccer all the time. So I could eat garbage and it was getting burnt up. And I'm like, look, I don't even know how to gain weight. Never was my brain smart enough to go, yeah, you dipshit. It's because you run fucking 8 miles playing soccer. Like, so you're burning shit that otherwise would be fucking staying in your body for a very long time.
Yeah.
I'm saying now.
I just saw something of yours from earlier. And I was like, Rory's much better looking now.
I feel
and that was probably
better
10,
now. Which
12
is weird.
years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, the Van Kirks have a thing. Rosemary has it. You met her. So does my mother.
I don't know that I've met her. But go ahead.
Lie. Very youthful skin.
Yeah.
And so I think I just looked very young and kind of doughy, and I don't know. I just didn't look good. Which is funny now because the dexterity and elasticity of our skin it changes as you get older, which is funny that when mine was theoretically more youthful, I look more youthful now. I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
And none of this is all coming in the course of the letter. I only think about this 6 or 7 hours a day. It's not like I talk about it.
I think that older.
That's such a Brandon thing to say.
If I'm just talking about men, I think
Sexist.
facial hair starts to get better as you get older. I think younger people, facial hair isn't it?
Full beard in high school.
All the way. But yeah, that's
because you're from Rochelle, Illinois. A bunch of lumberjacks.
Guys, hold on. Hey.
I think you know how to handle your beard now.
You coming over here? Get over here. You feel that?
I think you know how to handle your beard. I also like when gray or like different color hair starts to mix in. I think it gives dimension.
Okay.
A little salt and pepper.
Excited.
Yeah, Lissa, you are.
I'm fine.
When you talk about dimensions, that's when Lissa really gets turned on.
Like the production company behind Scream?
First off, this entire Scream franchise, she starts to lose it. Anything you need to ship, and they're like, what are the dimensions? She's like, oh, God.
Don't talk to me about that.
Don't even get me started.
So I guess you're right there, right? That like, if a person's like, oh, I hope I age well. Well, how much do you want to be in the sun? How much water are you going to drink? Are you going to smoke cigarettes? Do you have a drinking problem in terms of alcohol? And what's your stress level like? Like, these are all things that'll dictate. And then diet. Huge.
Yeah, here's what I would like to put out there. And I don't know I don't know Anton at all. Just met him.
I don't know Steven.
Just met him after the show.
You did.
We met. He handed me this letter. I was doing it was a rare moment where I decided to go and take photos.
Nice.
But Anton here is 27. So what I would do, if I could go back, knowing what I know at 43, if I could go back to 27 to tell myself something, it would be similar to what you just said. It would go, hey, don't fucking scoff at sunscreen. And also really fucking cover up. It fucking matters. And I'm not saying that for vanity purposes. I literally mean that for skin health. I would say really start to educate yourself on what the alcohol you're drinking is doing to your body. Educate yourself on what you should be eating to start your day and in the middle of the day and at night. And really, if I go back to 27, I'd be like, hey, let's figure out more specific times when we're going to get high. You don't need to do it every fucking day and all the time. Let's cut it back. That's just for me. That's me, my own personal.
But on health, I want to ask you this because I think you care now, and I think you do a good job. It wasn't until my mid-30s I even really thought about what I was wearing.
I probably cared more then than I do now. I care less now about what I'm wearing.
Wrong.
The most amount of time I think about what I'm wearing is for stand-up.
Then but you know what? Then you must be thinking about what you're buying.
I'm buying better clothes.
Yes. Okay.
For sure.
And what do you do with those clothes, Steven?
I burn them when I buy them because it's like, fuck all the corporations.
Steven.
Yeah. That's not what Steven would say?
No, I was going to say, you're so on brand.
You're so Steven. You're so on Brandon.
But I've seen
oh my God, on brand. He's brand on.
Let's go brand on.
Let's go brand on. So on brand.
But I've known you for over 10 years. I've seen stuff you wore, and there are things that I've seen you wear and stuff I've seen you wear on stage that you wouldn't wear now. And I'm not talking about just fashion trends. Look at this is a great hoodie.
I like this hoodie a lot.
How much thought do you put in? You're going to say nothing. You just said this.
Nothing.
You don't put much thought in every day what you're going to wear. You don't think about your socks?
I don't think about it too much.
You don't think about your socks, this socks, pant, red t-shirt, hoodie combo?
I mean, Daniel!
That's how on the edge we are of doing this show.
Yeah, and that's how unwritten this show is, that we can fly off the handle into this riff over here.
Be careful, you're going to get bit again.
Okay, first off, no one submitted a single name.
When is what?
And maybe that's because the episode hasn't even aired.
Or just did.
And people are like, Jesus Christ, he's really impatient.
Rory,
no, I think I look, I don't care, but I do think I look a little ridiculous.
I don't know that you have that you every morning wake up and you're like, okay, what am I going to wear?
I'm definitely
But what you've done is you have filled your closet.
That's why I said, what is he buying?
With good clothes.
With clothes where it doesn't matter what you grab, you're going to look good.
Yeah.
And you
different.
You're
go ahead and write down Scotch and soda. Let's talk to
your
dads about that.
Your brand.
It's not
Your
about
brand. I can't imagine you take this wrong, but I just care about your feelings. Your brand.
But I receive it this way, so you're even more nervous to tell me?
Steven?
Yeah, I'm
first,
listening.
Hear me.
I am.
That is very
I
Steven. Is a little disheveled.
Oh! Oh!
You know this.
I think
you're a little haphazard. It's also part of your comedy. It's what's great about you.
These change your life.
Look at the other one.
No, it's got paint on it.
Right.
These change your life. I fly in these now.
There are many times
These are airport shoes for me now.
Caitlin Bordini, our social media manager, in a recent clip, your Crocs were on there, and she texted me and she was like, wow, they couldn't bite into those now, I don't think.
Oh, no, it'd be disgusting.
But we would.
All right. Here
no.
we go.
No. Because we will.
Brandon.
Steven, you know you get me. There's been so many...
It's paint. I'm in the middle of a fucking series right now.
There's been so many times I'll look at you before we start the theme song and I go, his
needs help.
His hair's all over the place and it's working.
Well, maybe it's working because you know who I am at my core, that it matches. And you go, oh, that works.
That's what I just said, Steve.
Oh, I didn't even hear you, Brand man.
Let's go, Brand man.
God, there's so many great. Well, I guess you go Dan Man. You probably hate that one. So you go Dan Man.
I don't like that one.
Man Dan.
You know
what about Man Dan?
Do you want to guess the one I dislike the most?
You've probably told it to me. Hold on. Don't do it.
Okay.
Well, but like in World of Dan Man, like Danny for family, you're like,
love it.
Yeah. Isn't it weird? I've never pulled the Danny trigger. Even you've said you can call me Danny. Have I?
Mm-hmm.
I've said Danny.
In a real quick,
so.
like in a in an energy.
I'm gonna start doing it more often. What's the one you hate?
Danimal.
I would have never landed there.
Yeah. It is.
But I will now.
Well, you and I are such.
This rips us up.
You and I are such alpha personalities that then I would adopt liking it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You think you're getting me? I'm like
into
it now.
I'm into it.
I got a tat. Danimal. Danimal Van Kirk. Van Canimal.
Well,
Danimal Van Canimal.
Vanimal.
Danimal Vanimal Canimal. I got it. Look it. $400. And it's like shitty. It's so shitty. I'm like, $400. I don't.
I went to a prison. I went to a prison to get it.
I had a child do it.
They traced it. Well, it didn't help that Dan Hampton, the Hall of Fame football player for the Chicago Bears, that was his nickname, the Danimal. And so it was easy for. It's rare though.
I would tell my 27-year-old self to go on walks every day and get into doing yoga 3 or 4 times a week. It's so funny. What I'm saying at 43, which I do not
is the lyrics to the song when we graduated.
When someone's like, I just turned 65, I'm like, I actually still don't interpret 65 as old. Like, well, you know what I mean?
No.
And so here I am saying, if I could tell my 27-year-old self, what I'm saying right now is stuff that I'm not necessarily still doing, and at 43 would benefit greatly from doing. I will say this. At 43, I'm finally deciding to care about my health. I'm finally deciding to no longer just allow my health to go, well, I don't know, I don't get sick, I'm doing fine. What do I care? I'm middle of the road. I'm making that decision in my stand-up. I'm making that decision in art. I'm making that decision in my health. I've just decided, not because I thought things were bad. I think everything has carried me to a great point. But at some point I decided, what is it like
to be Steven?
What's it like to actually just be Steven for the next 43 years and see what that's like?
Go back.
Do you know what I mean? Like to actually go, all right, well, I've been 43 with these habits, and I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not abusing drugs. I certainly have vices. I certainly have mentally and physically damaging things that I do that I could always work on. But only now am I starting to change them. What I would say, instead of giving specific advice of things that I should be doing myself, what I would say to Anton here, in thinking about aging, knowing that you're coming up on 30 and you're only 27, my God, what a gift. Someone who's 43 is telling you, take accountability now for what you know are vices. What you know is harmful to you mentally, what you know is harmful to you physically, and instead of putting it off until tomorrow, which is what I've done up until 43 years old, instead of putting it off till tomorrow, start to fucking do it now so that when you're 43, you can tell someone who's 27, this is what I did do at 27, and I feel fucking amazing.
What do I need to add to that?
I forgot you were here. I was like, he is Brandoning and he didn't show up again.
I mean, outside of health stuff, just travel.
And
although, you're not on TikTok, but there's a guy in New York who just asks people on the street, like, what age would you be again? What age are you? They're like, I'm 75. And they're like, what age would you be again? It's almost always early 40s.
Yeah.
It's almost always. And
because you've got a little bit of money and you've got some wisdom.
And they always say, what would you do more of? You know what that answer is?
Yeah.
Travel. It's always. And it's a lot of people going, wish I wouldn't have waited to travel.
Yeah.
Because when you're younger, you can kind of sleep anywhere, go anywhere. You can do a little bit more backpacking style. And when you're older, you stay in the nicer places, and it's kind of because you have to. You can't just sleep on any floor.
You know what else I would say? And this is something I'm also just realizing at 43 and being more making more applicable to my life, is that if I could go back and talk to my 27-year-old self, I would tell myself, shut the fuck up and listen. Just listen more, because all of the things you're curious about or you want answers to or that you fear, just pay attention, and you will hear people telling you their experiences. Do not discount that older generations, even ones you disagree with about issues that don't involve, I'm not talking about racism and hatred and just bare bones ignorance. I'm not saying, listen to them, like give them a space. Forget that. I just mean older people, like when someone says, yeah, we didn't have cell phones when we were 10 years old. Don't just shrug that off as, yeah, but you grew up in a different time. Instead, hear them. Why are they telling you that? Maybe they want to communicate to you what life used to be like before all of these technologies. And keep in mind, you will also be that age. And you will also say that to someone who's 27 when you're 75. Daniel and I are only 43. And it is almost a unapproachable canyon of what our lives were and are like, compared to what a 10-year-old is just starting to walk into. And we cannot sit here as older people and tell them how their life and society should function.
I don't think I'd be the same person if I had a cell phone. I'm not saying I'd be a bad person.
I probably would be.
But I'm not. I would be the same person if I had access to the internet at 10.
If cell phones were around when I was a kid, I would have a massive amount of regrettable footage on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, on YouTube?
Or wherever someone put TikTok, whatever. Wherever someone would go, that lives forever now.
But also, you may have been so easily, had so much access to expressing the young artist that was in you. You might have made movies and made like even more easily. People did it, it was more of a process. Like might have been. I mean, like I watched the Logan Paul documentary.
Yeah,
very enlightening. Oh, Jake, very. I don't remember which is which.
I know, it's okay.
Oh, sorry, Steve.
It's okay, Brandon.
Very enlightening that you're like, oh well, on some level, like they were kids who had this drive and initiative to think up, plan out, shoot, and make, and then edit and upload, which is a lot more that can be said for me and a lot of our friends who are like, you know what we should do? And then it just never happens.
Yeah.
Including us. And they did all that. They were a product of that time.
Yeah.
Does everyone 5 years older than them, because that's how quickly technology in the world changed, look at them fucking sideways? Yeah. I got a more interesting perspective on both of them, certainly Jake in that documentary, but that's what they're a product of that.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. So different.
Don't be afraid to fucking learn. Allow yourself to learn. And then finally, my final point is don't live your life trying to avoid aging or live in fear of aging. enjoy it. It is part of the human
but you
process.
also realize
you're not meant to be 27 forever.
But
Will you
also
miss it?
hard.
Yes, we sit here and we miss it.
Do you really? Because my thing is this: if you try to
think the
stay,
youthful-
if you try
the
to stay healthy,
Yeah.
you realize how unimportant it is.
Yeah, that's true. And now you've got a little bit of scratch.
Look, I don't care about my age, but I might as well be a number 10 years, 10 less than that, because it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you do the things that Rory said that I agree with.
Just do those things. Anton, great letter. Thank you for coming to my show. Why didn't you tell anyone else in Calgary to come to the show? Because what the fuck was that? We wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pal, Rory Scovel.
And Brandon Van Kirk.
Oh, I'm Steven Scovel. Oh, God. And we're back.
That was weird.
What note was that? Heaven?
What is she, Charlie?
Was it
Puth?
heaven? Was that heaven?
Pew?
Was that heaven?
Charlie? Hey, Charlie. What note was that?
I think it was an E.
Well, ours or what I just did? Can you think you can hit that note again?
It's a little lower than what you did the last
Damn it!
I knew it too.
Folks,
I'm up here right now and you're not really with me.
what date is this? What date is today?
It's the middle of, it's the 18th of October.
Plugs and hugs. Folks, nope.
It was like a D.
That's a note from My Morning Jacket. Yeah. I don't know which song, but
Let's try to hit a few.
okay.
Okay.
I was trying to follow you.
Fucking Clip City right there. Plugs
City!
You're in Clip City with Daniel and Raniel.
Clip City!
With Brandon and Steve. Maybe that's the name of the Pencil Buds.
Dude, we should bring Brandon and Steve into the Secrets Pod. Shit.
Oh, don't. Hey everybody, plugs and hugs on.
Daniel and Rory, read your secrets at gmail.com.
Here's the deal: your pen pals are both making comedy specials. Daniel is doing his on 11/11, and I am doing mine on 11/11. Also, 11/11, right? Make a wish. Did you know the last day of this year is 123 12/31/23? Right? Just found out yesterday. Pretty magical stuff. 123
You should have done it that day.
I know. I should have done New Year's Eve. That's when your crowd comes out. Actually, your crowd would come out. Like, if someone came to that, they're like, this is where we want to be.
100%.
That might be the day to do a special. Anyways, go to RoryScovel.com to see some dates I've got. I'm going to still be in Texas. Also, we're about to do Will Ferrell's thing at the Greek
I was
Theater.
thinking yesterday. What date is that?
October 21st, I think.
That's a Saturday.
This weekend.
Saturday.
It's this weekend.
So this weekend.
Do you have any idea at the point of right now when is what Flat Circle that what you're doing?
No, 7 minutes, and it's pretty intimidating because
A bit or stand up?
I'm doing stand up.
Wow.
And it's like, oh, do a 7-minute set and kind of like have to navigate a massive group of people is kind of strange, but I'm looking forward to it.
Pitch?
Yeah, I will.
No matter when you go in the show,
Yeah.
treat your set like audience warm up.
Yeah.
See if you can get a t-shirt gun.
Yeah.
And you
Here we go, folks.
The guy,
T-shirt gun.
yeah. You don't realize that this is your time. Like you keep hyping who's coming out.
Could you
but
imagine if your
it's
thing,
you?
if you were like next and you're just like, you know, you're maybe an actor, you don't really have, you're like, oh yeah, Will asked me to come down. Anyways, I'm doing this t-shirt gun thing because I don't really have any. And then I'm out there going to, and they're like, oh fuck, I'm doing t-shirt gun. That'd almost be hilarious to follow it with that.
Yes.
He stole my bit. Anyways, go to RoryScovel.com for all upcoming dates and go to DanielScovel.com.
Yeah, this is the 18th, so I'm probably just hopping on shows in New York right now. But this weekend I'm in Boston. On the 20th, I'm headlining Yuckfest, and then the next night I'm in Providence, and then Pittsburgh, and Erie, and Columbus, and Dayton, and so many other great places, plus a whole bunch of other dates like Indianapolis and Rochelle in Chicago.
Rochelle.
That's on 11/11.
It's called Rochelle. It's actually pronounced Rochelle.
Dare. All of that stuff
RTC.
is at danielvankirk.com. And we probably should buy Brandon at stephenbrandon.com.
We probably should.
Yeah.
Let's go to this last letter that's right here. I'm stuck. I got it. I just read. Yeah. Oh, the order's wrong.
Well, also, I hate when people's printer runs out of ink, so that doesn't print the IEL. Dear Dan and Rory.
Oh, no, they don't have it there.
So sorry, Rory. What? But my hometown is closer to Dan's. Greetings from Rochelle, Illinois.
Rochelle.
Don't you dare. The Hub City. The Hub City, baby.
The Hub City.
I was passing through on a work trip, and I found myself on a self-guided tour of some of Dan's hometown landmarks. I might have to change this to Daniel just because it's my own neuroses.
Do you want me to read it?
You should have. I should have done it for you. I'm sorry I didn't.
It's okay.
Do you want me to do it?
It happens a lot. Like when I get to it, you say Daniel.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Greetings from Rochelle, Illinois. I was passing through on a work trip, and I found myself on a self-guided tour of some of
Danimals.
Stephen?
Can you step into the hallway real quick?
You knew by the tone and the rhythm. I got lunch at the country school. Stopped by the Flag Rochelle Public Library for a bathroom break. Another good option aside from fancy hotel lobbies.
That's a great point.
Never thought of that.
Great point.
And also, you get to walk in and smell those old books.
And honestly,
I love a library.
I wonder which one is the most used, because to me the hotel lobby is such a great option because one, it's available, but also it's just so rarely used because people just go to the bathroom in their room.
And you could run into you need anything?
Yeah.
Library, that's public use. I mean, that's
library is a good option. It may be more
option.
Used though than a hotel lobby.
But I'm on this tour that I'm already on and haven't gone on yet.
Yeah.
It makes me want to make all my stops at libraries.
Yeah.
Like if I got to use the resty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, is the country school, that's not also the library?
Mm-mm. Library of good eating. Stopped at the Flag Rochelle Public Library bathroom break. Picked up a few toys for my toddler at the Hope Chest thrift store. I have photos of the country store. What? You mean school? The library and the Unger Horner Funeral Home, which I think...
Danimal.
Damn it. Brought up on either Pen Pals or DBT. Dumb People Town.
Dumb people.
No,
dumb people.
Yeah, there's a few typos. My name and then this. But I started to feel like a creeper, so I quit. Plus, I was wearing a high-vis vest, so I probably wasn't blending in too well. That would be your neon, I'm here to inspect stuff.
That's right. Worker. That's correct.
Hours-long solo trips have been a big part of my job, and I love Pen Pals for the camaraderie I feel listening to the podcast on the road and relating to your experiences traveling for work. This work trip took me from my current home in Kansas City, Missouri to DeKalb, Illinois. I was born and raised in Villa Park. Ooh, I could shout out Villa Park, home of Portillo's. And I know many of the highways and country roads.
County roads.
You're right. Route 38, Lincoln Highway, Roosevelt Road, Route 64, North Avenue, Tollway 88, and the that extend out of Rochelle because it's the hub city.
Rochelle.
I love discovering different landscapes and seeing how the roads connect them. My job takes me to all parts of the country, the Great Northern Basin in Oregon, the scablands of eastern Washington, agricultural fields across Illinois, Iowa River Bluff country. Here we go, Rory.
Okay.
I am curious, if you were dropped into the middle of a road trip without any telltale signs or landmarks, do you think you could pin down what part of the country you were in? The Midwest is often dismissed as flyover country with nothing but ag fields and small towns. But I think I could tell the difference between Iowa and Illinois based on subtle differences that I'm not sure I could fully articulate. Wish you well, Marley.
Bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, 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 bing.
I love that she went to country school. She included some pics. Remember
Classic.
that? We took a picture under that sign.
Takes me right back there.
Man, the burger, the fried chicken.
I would do it right now.
We just had
I'm off meat, but I would.
We just had a family's birthday, and that was the dinner of choice. Dude.
You went there? Or do you get it to go? Great old sign.
Gas, 353. That's the Little Caesars.
You're quite the true detective.
That's the Little Caesars. We're in between Little Caesars and Subway. Yeah, this is recent. Between Little Caesars and Subway.
I don't know, you got to show people.
In between Little Caesars and Subway is where the smokers would go on lunch break from high school. And one time I broke up a fight of 2 kids picking on a guy. And I lived on this very street for quite a while.
That's right.
And I would bet you I know someone in one of these cars. In fact, that might be my cousin. I'm not joking.
Nothing is more small town than a random listener taking a picture of this place and you going, oh, that's my cousin in the car driving by.
I think it is. I really do think it is. This place right here.
And also, you can tell it's such a small town that Daniel's not even amazed by the fact that it's his cousin. He almost expects his cousin to be in this picture.
Honestly, it's striking me now that you think it's weird. I'm not joking. This is the Colonnade Motel. Right
Where
here.
is your cousin?
Right here.
In that Jeep?
Yeah. This is the Colonnade Motel. Colonnade Motel is like very, it's gross. It's very seedy, but it's right next to, right here, dude. That's Vince's Pizza. That's the fucking tits right there.
There you got tits there.
Yeah. I love Vince's. And I'm glad that he is no longer affiliated with it because of what he did.
Yeah.
But
same.
Colonnade Motel, man. That's where okay, what else do we have? Okay, they got their receipt from country school.
What'd they get?
I'm going to be honest.
Not what you would get.
They did it half right, half wrong.
Can I see it?
Mm-hmm.
Rory, you have to say what part is half right.
You're okay with the malt. You're okay with the fries.
100%.
You don't think Italian beef was the way to go.
Nope. He's been there.
I've seen the menu, and that's not what I'm going to get either.
No.
I'm going to get a burger, which is what I got.
Yeah, of course.
Or I go a hot dog.
Well, you also had a bite of my chicken tender.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I would get the classic fried food stuff.
Or you get what Rosemary gets, either a perch dinner or the chicken snack.
What's the chicken snack?
Just a wing and a leg or a wing and a thigh with coleslaw, mashed potatoes, and a dinner roll.
Ugh. How's that dinner roll?
Dude.
Good or bad?
Okay, so here,
still don't know.
here is Ungerhorner Funeral Home.
Okay.
That's where all my saddest times have been in Rochelle, Illinois.
Sure.
I remember going to Ungerhorner Funeral Home when my grandpa died.
Wait, who was on the show where there was like the competing funeral home?
I know, I can't remember.
Lions and Klutz?
Yeah, who was our guest? We had
Lions, Klutz, and Sims.
We had a guest when it was.
I think so too.
When we talked about it.
Who it was.
We were like joking about Unger.
That?
You're going to go Unger.
That might be my mom. I'm not joking.
That's insane. That out of two of the photos, you're like, that's my cousin, that's my mom.
That's her car. But there's got to be somebody else with that car in town. But that is, she's normally on this street. You guys are jerks.
That is.
You're making me feel self-conscious.
That is so insane to me.
Man, I could tell you every business that we're looking at right now. Do you know what else? This is part of the square. When you cut squares, that I might frame that. Although the younger Horner, I love.
It's kind of the sky almost looks fake.
Yes.
Really beautiful.
Yeah. That blue is almost like unnatural.
I mean, look at it when you go this way, Pano.
It's nice.
Yeah, landscape, whatever they call that. But the younger Horner, so many sad times there. And then there's the library, guys. So many memories here at the library.
Yeah.
And that's my cousin Beryl.
Get the fuck out of here.
And it says on there, welcome to our rock garden. Take for something, share for something, leave for, I don't know. And then it's a little rock garden in the barrel.
I don't know. Like, if you were to drop me.
Let's dance.
The middle of a road trip without any telltale signs, I'm like, I mean, who knows? Maybe it's just kind of like where you were.
Depends on how dramatic it is.
From.
Do you feel differences between North Carolina and South Carolina based on the terrain?
I mean, I can kind of, I know what they mean, what she means when she says, based on the subtle differences that I'm not sure I can fully articulate. I kind of know what you mean where there's parts of me that kind of can feel North Carolina over something in South Carolina. And there's a world where I say that and then I'm wrong 5 out of 5 times. If you're like, nope, you were here. Nope, you were here. And I'm like, oh, sorry.
Or 50-50, like 5 out of 10.
But there's a world where I do sort of understand that. But I also think it's just what you've been around. For instance, I bet, you maybe can't do North Carolina and South Carolina, but you somehow can do Iowa,
Atlantic,
Iowa, and like Nebraska, and you're like, I can just tell.
I can do Illinois and Wisconsin very easily.
Exactly, and it's like there's something about the amount of the location in the universe where you were fucking spawned.
Yeah.
That you in your earliest days and like your growth, this was the energy you were like soaking up, so you can distinguish certain things that we can't see or fully understand. And I think that's the same, like something that you and I would be able to do now, being in California. You could probably guess if someone just dropped us in the middle of nowhere. I bet you could probably guess if you were in southern, middle, or northern California. Maybe not a specific town.
Let me ask you a super weird question.
God, I love it already.
When wiping, do you...
Yeah, keep going.
What do you think it would affect the show if I somehow put you on a plane to a destination you didn't know, to a city you didn't know, to a venue you didn't know, and you had to walk out and do your set? And you've given no context.
It wouldn't matter at all.
It wouldn't matter at all.
It's just the vibe.
But knowing where you are can affect your set.
Yeah.
But not knowing at all, I wonder how it would feel to not know where you're at and who they are. And
in a town like Chicago, that is such a mecca of sorts of live entertainment.
Yeah.
You could go, well, we're in Chicago, Illinois. You're in downtown, and I might go, this is the worst venue I've ever been in. Do you know what I mean? And you might be like, this is the worst crowd I've ever been in. Like this, none of this works. Meaning that there's a world where you go, hey, you don't even know where you are. It's in the middle of nowhere, and it's like this, and like, oh, you look around, it's a bunch of cowboys that came to the show. I would walk out and go, I'm not necessarily feeling a confident vibe or that they're gonna like me, but this has the potential to be a really fun show. The same way when all of the variables are great, changing it up a little bit, being in Chicago going, fuck, this stage is awesome, and fuck, the crowd looks like they're fun, and then going on stage and be like, wasn't that fun? I didn't connect. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think when people go, when you play certain places, do you change your act at all? I never really ever have, even when it was religious or political. When there's going to be friction is when it's almost a little bit more fun to do.
But
those like, oh, you're in the Bible Belt, don't make fun of religion. It's like, this is when it's the most fun to do it.
But I think there is something to like being outside, experiencing the entryway to the venue.
Yeah.
Seeing what the lobby area is like, or bar area, walking into the space, seeing kind of, oh, this is how you guys set this up. Oh, that's the ceiling. Like, kind of knowing some of those things informs you to the space you're about to share.
Yeah.
And so I think that if I'm standing behind a curtain or a door and I don't know what's on the other side and I don't know the space and I haven't seen any of it, it will feel weird to me. I'm not saying I'm at a disadvantage.
Sure.
But I will be like, I don't know what the fuck I'm on. I don't know where. I don't know how close
could
they are.
also be to an advantage.
Yeah, I think it will. I would have that.
You might
I would
walk
then
out,
have
whoa,
that energy.
Small stage.
I think that's
and then
why
now you're riffing on that for 10 minutes.
Outside of the Scholars, you are the comic I know the most, and I know this about you and I, that I think it. There's that like trope that we always saw like in superheroes, where like, oh, everything we hit him with, just he uses that to shoot back at us or makes us stronger. You and I think possess the thing where like, oh, I don't know anything about going out there. Oh, I'm going to make that energy the thing I use.
Yeah, it is exciting.
So we take that
and
that rather than what I think some people, and I'm not speaking negatively of anybody, but I think it's possible that maybe for a lot of other people, they would take that and not be able to convert it into content or like what they put out, they would take it and be like, man, I hope I overcome this feeling. Whereas I'd be like, oh, I'm using this feeling. And I think you're the same.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to. I am getting to the point where I do want all of the setting. I really do want the setting to be great in the space I want it in, because I now have tasted that kind of drug, and I'm like, oh, I kind of want that drug every time. So then you start eliminating places you're willing to go. But it is true. You put me in a position where like, oh, there's very few people, or there's this noise, or whatever, and you go, yeah, if it's something that I can't go, hey, can they go turn that TV off? Oh, they can't? All right, well, then I have to figure out how to, like, use it.
Remember when we did Blue
just
Whale?
whine the whole time. Exactly.
When we did Blue Whale, my set, there essentially was no stage. It was this big, huge open space, and they were very close. Very, very close. Your set couldn't have been more like a theater, like gymnasium space. And you had a 8-foot whale that you can't take off the stage. So we are talking about this. And mine was, you guys are literally right here, so I'm going to kind of mill about. Because we're sharing this space.
Right.
There's no line.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. But because
God, I love that city.
You didn't fight that, I didn't fight my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You didn't try to ignore it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I always think of the end of...
I feel like even without...
Castaway. I think of the end of Castaway.
There's certain cities that you could drop me into where I'm not allowed to see an identifiable thing about that city, and I bet I could get pretty close to what city I might be in.
At least region.
Region for sure.
I'd be like, oh, we're like Pennsylvania, Philly, Pittsburgh type, or oh, this. Not just obviously desert, but I would be like, what are we like? Arizona, El Paso?
Region for sure, but also if I'm allowed to kind of like study the people and kind of hear them. And I know accents can also be a thing, but like if you dropped me in Boston, I would know Boston. New York City, I would know it. Like San Francisco, obviously. Like Portland has such like all of these places, Seattle, all these places have like distinct features. Like for me, Chicago.
Well, Chicago, you're never gonna have a
St. Louis. I probably am less informed of because I've been there fewer times.
You're not gonna have any apartments, like any streets on a hill.
Yeah.
Right. These are just things we know. And I know Chicago so well. I've had parts where I've flipped to a movie that I don't know or hadn't seen, and it's a quick like exterior of somebody like walking out the apartment into the car, and I'm like, this is Chicago.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I know that. And I've been right. It's something about the curb. It's something about the tree. It's something about the brick. It's a different type of brick.
Even when it's an old movie. Yeah.
Boston, like you just.
Yeah. Marley, I'm indifferent, but Daniel he is grateful that you went and paid homage to his hometown, and you sent him pictures that I will never again experience in my life, that someone was able to go, oh, actually members of my family are in different pictures in this set of pictures taken at different times in different locations. Like that is genuinely so fucking insane to me.
But if somebody was going to go to Greenville and take 2 or 3 photos of Rory's places, what would they be? It's like
of my places?
Like is there the Bojangles you always used to go to, a DQ you always used to go to?
No.
A little like hamburger stand.
There's a Dairy Queen. I mean, sure. There's like spots where I'm like that are
what
like,
are they
to me?
Because I want someone to violate you like I've been violated.
DQ
and the library has
the DQ on I don't know the address. Pleasantburg. I don't fucking know, dude.
Love that movie.
The DQ on Pleasantburg. Bojangles near the hospital.
I love it. This is how you talk about Rochelle. We're the same, dude.
And
I went to your high school.
Yeah, Greenville High School.
I went. Remember, I took a picture up front, and you were like, "They're going to arrest you if you stay there."
You will get arrested. I don't know. Main Street. Just the little things that you sent me pictures. I go, oh, that's nice.
DC Improv, first place you did stand up.
I mean, I started it in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Is that place still there?
No, Guitar Bar. It's gone.
Fuck.
First time I ever went up, Guitar Bar.
All right.
Anyways, great letter. I love this, Marley. Thank you so much. We wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Rory Scovel. I meant Steven Scovel.
And Brandon Scovel.
Also, Steven Scovel, though, that's pretty
Steven
great.
Steven Scovel. Should I change Elliot's name? Steven?
It's not too late.
Is it not?
She's not, I don't think she's like
she still
locked
doesn't get
in
say.
yet, right?
She doesn't have say.
Yeah.